Your body has a way of betraying you when you least expect it. Picture yourself trying to stay calm and look cool, but suddenly, your armpits start dripping with sweat.
Oh no.
That's your autonomic nervous system working behind the scenes. You can think of it like two small managers within your nervous system, constantly in a tug-of-war for control. The first one is the sympathetic nervous system, your fight-or-flight manager. When this system takes over, it's like your body hits the panic button. If there's any sign of danger or stress, your brain detects it and activates this system. Your heart begins to race, pumping blood to your muscles. Your breathing becomes quicker, and your pupils may dilate. Those sweaty palms are just your body getting ready for action, preparing you to either fight or flee. It doesn't matter if the threat is a bear in the woods or a stressful text message, this system reacts the same way. On the other hand, there's the parasympathetic nervous system, which acts as your rest and digest manager. Its role is to calm everything down, slowing down your heart rate and resetting your digestive process, getting your body back into a state of relaxation. But here's the twist. These responses are largely outside your control. Even if you're trying to put on a brave face and pretend you're fine, your body might be screaming, "I'm freaking out." Consider the phenomenon of goosebumps, which you get when you're cold, scared, or experiencing intense emotion. This ancient reflex comes from our ancestors, who were much hairier. Goosebumps would puff up their fur to make them appear larger and more intimidating to threats. While we don't have fur anymore, the reflex still works, creating those bumps on our skin. The butterflies in your stomach are another example. When you're anxious, your body reroutes blood from your digestive organs to your muscles, figuring it's better to be ready to run than to digest that lunch. Even a dry mouth before public speaking is a sign of your nervous system shutting down saliva production, a result of the same systems at play. Sometimes these systems become confused. For example, in the case of vasovagal syncope, which is when someone faints at the sight of blood, the sympathetic system gets activated. But then the parasympathetic system overreacts, slamming the brakes too hard. This causes a rapid drop in blood pressure, and before you know it, you're on the floor. This back and forth between systems is your body's built-in alarm system, sending out constant signals about your internal state. Your body also reacts to emotions in very specific ways. Ever felt your face flush with heat when you're embarrassed, or your feet freezing up when you're about to face something nerve-wracking? It's not just a metaphor. Your body temperature actually changes based on what you're feeling. This process, known as emotional thermoregulation, happens because your brain and body are deeply connected, so emotions can literally turn the heat up or down in certain areas of your body. Scientists have used heat-seeking cameras to track how emotional states affect body temperature. When you're angry, blood rushes to your face and hands, making them feel hot, like your body is preparing for a confrontation. If you're happy, blood moves to the upper part of your body, warming up your chest and face. You're literally glowing with joy. But when fear sets in, your body goes into survival mode. Blood is rerouted from your extremities to your core muscles, preparing you to run or fight, which is why your fingers and toes get cold when you're terrified. Even sadness can cause your extremities to feel icy, as your body instinctively redirects blood flow to conserve energy or prepare for action. This emotional heat change is something you can't control, no matter how hard you try to hide how you feel. Your body's temperature gives away your emotional state, whether you want it to or not. That sudden flush, or chill, it's your body's way of signaling exactly how you're feeling, even if you're trying to mask it. When you try to hide your true emotions, your body tends to spill the beans. This phenomenon is called emotional leakage. Your mind might be telling you to appear calm, but your body often gives away your inner turmoil. For instance, you might say, "I'm totally fine," with a big smile, but for a fraction of a second, your face twitches, revealing that you're not fine at all. These microexpressions happen so quickly, often in just a 125th of a second, that you might not even notice them, but your brain does. Some facial muscles are hard to control on purpose. For example, a genuine smile, known as a Duchenne smile, activates muscles around your eyes. But when you force a smile, the muscles around your eyes often stay still. People can sense this discrepancy because your face is leaking the truth.
Oh.
The more intense the emotion you're trying to suppress, the more likely it is to leak out. It's like trying to push a beach ball underwater. The harder you push, the more it wants to pop up to the surface. And it's not just your face that gives you away. Your whole body acts as an emotional billboard, broadcasting your feelings. Even if you're working hard to control your facial expressions, your emotions might slip through in your hands, feet, or posture. You might try to appear calm, but your foot might tap rapidly under the table, or your hands might fidget or clench into fists. These signs are often unnoticed by others, but they're prime spots for emotional leakage. You might try to hide annoyance, but your voice might become sharper. Or you might try to act calm, but suddenly your speech speeds up. Even if you're not aware of these signals, your brain notices them. And that's often where gut feelings about people come from. Your brain picks up on all those tiny, unnoticed leaks. When someone says, "I'm totally fine," but their body language tells a completely different story, you'll often hear a little alarm go off in your head. This is because your brain detects verbal-nonverbal incongruence. When someone's words don't match their body language, we trust body language more than words, instinctively knowing that it's harder to control physical cues. For example, imagine your friend says, "I'm so excited for your promotion." Their body language says they'd rather be somewhere else. Their arms are crossed tightly, their smile is more like a grimace, and they're avoiding eye contact. Research shows that when words and body language don't align, we almost always trust the body language. It's just easier to fake words than to control every little twitch or shift in posture. This is because the body has a hard time lying. People can pretend to be happy or calm, but if their body is telling a different story, your brain picks up on it. Maybe their smile lasts a little too long, or their frown is too intense. Their hands might be nervously fidgeting, or their legs bouncing uncontrollably. Your brain acts like a detective, picking up all those subtle signals. And if someone's body language consistently contradicts what they say, it can lead to confusion or distrust. So, next time you're talking to someone, don't just focus on what they're saying. Watch their body. Their body language might be telling you the unspoken truth. The eyes are often the windows to the soul, and they don't lie icily. Your eyes are constantly making tiny movements, even when you don't realize it. When you read, for example, your eyes don't smoothly glide over the text. They make small, rapid jumps from word to word. These are known as saccades, and they happen about 3 times every second. When you walk into a room, your eyes dart around, scanning the people, exits, and objects. Your brain is quickly deciding what's important enough to look at directly. But your eyes also give away your feelings. If you're shocked by something, your eyes may quickly flick to the person speaking, or dart away if you're trying to hide your reaction. These aren't slow, deliberate glances, they're automatic reflexes. There's a term for this: saccades. These rapid eye movements happen when something grabs your attention, like a loud sound or a sudden emotional reaction on someone's face. Your eyes are telling your brain, "What was that?" But your eyes also have a countermove, known as antisaccades, when you consciously try to prevent yourself from looking at something distracting. Imagine someone trying to maintain eye contact during a tense conversation, even though their eyes want to look away. You might catch tiny eye movements as their brain tries to fight the urge. These quick shifts in eye direction can reveal what's really on someone's mind, often before they've even consciously recognized it. Finally, your hands are like secret messengers of your emotions. Some people talk with their hands, using them to illustrate what they're saying, while others keep them hidden in their pockets. Your hands communicate in 2 main ways: illustrative gestures and regulative gestures. Illustrative gestures are when your hands act out what you're saying. If you describe the size of a fish, for example, your hands will gesture to show how big it was. Studies show that when people are prevented from using these gestures, their speech often becomes less fluent. They might struggle to find the right words or even stutter. It's like your hands help your brain think and talk at the same time. Then there are regulative gestures, which help control the flow of conversation. A slight nod shows you're engaged, while raising your hand subtly says, "I want to speak." It's leaning back and looking away. On the other hand, signals boredom or a desire to exit the conversation. People who use and read these gestures effectively are often better communicators. Pro tip: the most effective hand gestures stay within an invisible box from your chest to your waist. If your hands move too wildly outside this box, it can be distracting. If they're too small, you might come off as timid. Once you start noticing these patterns, you'll realize they everywhere it. Like learning a secret language that everyone around you is speaking.